Welcome back to Mr. Jersey channel. I have such a special guest here with me today. I have Dan from Shirt Hit the Fan 83, which is a fantastic Instagram account. If you are not following, I have the link in the description below, so check out. Make sure you follow. If you like football, if you like football comedy, no sense comedy, if you like amazing football kits, jerseys, shirts, whatever you call, that's your man. And he's also famous for, you know, the famous like Wednesday show with 343, which is another great account you should be following as well. Together is the most famous bromance in the football shirt community.
We haven't set a date yet. We haven't set a date.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, they don't know each other yet. They will meet. But if you don't follow Dan, make sure you watch. You know, I feel like the name of the show is 343 Hit the Fan. It's a mix of the combination of the two names. And I sent you like a text because I was like, who are those guys in your profile? Because you have two, like, what is the reason you have two other guys? And introduce yourself better to everyone.
Oh, yeah. So my name's Dan. I live in Portsmouth and I'm one half of Shirt It's the Fan 83 on Instagram. Yeah, so we just exactly what you said, mate. You've done your research, you nailed us right there. We just try and put up shirts we love. We try and get really good shirts, or what we feel are really good shirts, and then we just try and infuse a little bit of comedy into it. So it's usually like we go down some sort of alternative reality route to some sort of fake truth that happened with that shirt. For, you know, I don't know, Brian Clough was into cheese making or something like that. It'll just be something ridiculous. We'll just go down that sort of route. And yeah, so and in our profile picture, the two guys that you're talking about is James Richardson and Elvis Costello. James Richardson, for those in the UK, would remember him from Football Italia on Channel 4. He was the presenter, and now he does a lot of work for BT Sport. He's the Italian aficionado. And the other guy, obviously, Elvis Costello, world famous musician, and once featured on Friends, I think.
Yeah, Friends. Yeah. We are almost in the same generation. Almost. I'm a little bit older, but let's not talk about that. I have so many questions to you, Dan. We talked yesterday. We did a test yesterday. You guys don't know that, but we did, and it was fantastic. I feel like that was so worthwhile. We should have recorded that section. It was fantastic. I love it.
All the A material's gone. This is the
it's gone. We did not record. Gladly for me, we did not record that. But maybe we can do the same thing today. I have a feeling that I will regret of that. But I want to talk about. I have so many questions to you. I want to make sure the community of jersey lovers, the community of football shirts collectors, everyone that is have the passion for football and football jerseys. We'll dig this. We'll dig to know you a little bit better and talk about football shirts. And I know you like Italian football. You are a big Sampdoria fan. Besides Portsmouth, am I pronouncing correctly? Portsmouth. I have a trouble.
Portsmouth. Yeah. That's like the most American way of saying it as well. The most stateside, the most America's way of saying it. Portsmouth.
My English. Yeah, my English is more with the American side, although the Americans, they don't understand me as well, but it's all right. It's a global English. So I want to understand a little bit of this passion for Sampdoria, where this is coming from, why the Sampdoria? I have a feeling that's because the kits, the shirts, but I want to hear from you.
Oh, the kits are a massive part of it. What's it? La Maglia più bello del mondo, the most beautiful shirt in the world. So yeah, it started. That's my best Italian. It's not getting any better than that. I do apologise to like the entire Italian-speaking world. So it started about when I was a kid. Really, always liked David Platt. He was a massive hero of mine growing up. One of my main heroes. And a few years ago, we were looking for going for an away day. So we were looking to go and take in some foreign football, me and my mates. And we thought, there's cheap flights to Genoa. Let's go watch Sampdoria. That'll be great. That'll feed that sort of desire to go watch a bit of Italian football. But we wanted to do it a little bit more involved. We didn't just want to turn up, get a ticket, go to the ground, and then sit and watch everything and just go home. We wanted to like go in there with the ultras. So after a a load of backwards and forwards and messaging different ultras groups, we finally got in touch with someone who said, yeah, come and meet us. We'll get you tickets into the Granada Sud, which is the South Steps, where the main ultras all congregate and do their tifo. And yeah, we just went out, and after that weekend, it was just the best football experience I've ever had, other than maybe Portsmouth away. So yeah, we just went for that weekend and got absolutely hooked, and that was coming up for 5 years ago now. And then just that combined with the kits, I mean, if you're looking at instantly recognisable kits of a team, I'd say Sampdoria in the top 5 instant recognisable single kits that you can have in terms of just the layout.
I agree with you. They are amazing. I agree with you. I love the Sampdoria one. Sorry, I did not mean to cut you, but yeah, go ahead.
That's all right. No, absolutely fine, mate. Yeah, just stunning, just absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I'll whip one out right now. Whip out my favourite Sampdoria right now if you want.
I was going to get a Sampdoria one to put on the back, but I just organized, all my collection on beans because I was having a disaster there, and I was afraid, somebody known as my wife would find out the mess there was. So I decided to go to Target, which is a kind of like a store here in US where you buy those stuff. And I got, some beans, and it's really organized, but I don't know which one is the Sampdoria. I need to record a video when I do organize my stuff, because I'm going to try to document. Do you have this like in lists on the computer where you find what, or you just memorize, oh, is this bean here? Or how do you do your splitting your collection, since we're talking about that?
Okay, so my collection it's all broken down into like a box. I've got like a little shirt wardrobe there. I say little, it's quite big now. It's getting a bit too big, and it's all broken down. So I break my stuff down into stuff with name sets. Always gets hung up to preserve the name sets.
Yeah,
because otherwise they get damaged. So top tip. And then beyond that, it gets organised by league, alphabetically by country league. Then it goes into alphabetical team, and then it gets chronologically ordered by year. So it starts with oldest first, going towards the newest. And then the boxes do the same. And then I'll go into international, and then I'll do it by country, by team, and then not team, but by year. So it's the same process. So a little bit OCD, but it
this is the right guys. This is the right way. This is the right way of doing. I don't do this way, but this is the next level. I want to do that. But do you have a list on the computer stuff, or do you just write? You have in the box, or you just put a name and like, oh, okay, this is the box. I don't know, A. This is which I know the box A is this. How do you have this?
That's very much up here. It's
the
British way of business. Like, I've got 2 cows. I don't know where they are, but I've definitely got 2. That's it, mate. It's just they're in there. Luckily the boxes are clear, so I can see like a little sponsor. There'll be like a little Sony mini disc. That means I'm in Italy now.
This is a great point. My boxes are clear as well. I cannot show you because I am in my desktop here, but yeah, I have the same way. And my separation, your separation is still better than mine. Does not need a lot to be better than mine. Don't feel like so proud, but mine is like I have the beans with the ones that I already played at least once. Because my thing, and I'm gonna ask you that, but my thing of my collection since I started was like for me to play. In the first place was always football, because I play football. I like football, as you say in Portuguese, futebol. I play futsal better than football. And then I was like, you know what? I wanna wear the jersey, but I wanna make sure I'm not wearing the same one because I have a bunch. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna create an Instagram page that I can visually see my jerseys, and every time I wear one, I'm gonna take a picture. Then boom, I will know which one I wore, right? So that was my thinking when I create my Instagram account, was like to have a digital, because I feel like my storage is terrible, and I can actually see it now in a way in the digital world, right? And then I have the beans with the ones I wore, and the beans with the one that I still have to wear. My thing is that I need to wear, and that's the question for you. It's a complex question. Get ready. How did you start your collection, And tell me about like why? Like, do you start buying to play with it, or just to go to the games, or just to style? Tell me a little bit more about your collection.
Oh mate, yeah. So my first ever shirt. It started with my first ever shirt, and it was that I remember getting. So it was the 1990 to 92 Arsenal home kit by Adidas. My dad, being a bit of a skinflint, went out and got it in the sale, despite being Portsmouth fans, and he being a lifetime Portsmouth fan. He went out and got this shirt, and just ever since then, I've just really loved kits. And it sort of, I don't know, maybe it broke down that sort of tribalism of iconography between the kit being your club's kit and just a really nice kit early on. So I've always just really enjoyed jerseys from then on, or shirts from then on. And then when I went on holiday, wherever I went, I'd always go down to like local sports shop and try and get either the local club shirt or the national jersey or one of the nation's like big teams. So it were I don't know, going Paris. I remember going Paris for the first time, and I came back with the 2000, 2001 home and away kits. Little things like that. As it's grown older, I've just got more and more into just like kits and looking for what I like. And then I've got probably a bit more addicted in the last sort of 2 years. I'd say I had a good collection anyway, or what I deemed was a good collection. And then it just expanded. So I think I just look for what I like. I also make sure it has to fit me. If I can't wear it, I love wearing them. I think they're just brilliant. They're designed to be worn. That's their job. So I like to make sure I've got something I can wear. And then, yeah, I like to rotate it and then just keep it fresh and use Instagram just to show off what I think are nice shirts. So that sort of facilitates my outward projection of what I like. So a bit wordy, a bit posh.
So is there any jersey that you don't actually wear?
There's two shirts I'll never wear, and that's a Southampton shirt and a Genoa shirt. Other than that, I'll almost wear anything, to be fair, as long as I like it. There are some clubs I really like the iconography towards, so like Lazio, Roma, Milan, like Inter, they're just the Italian teams, the classic Italian teams, Napoli. I really enjoy their shirts, Juventus. But yeah, just the only shirts I won't wear will be Southampton and Genoa. They're the only two I won't wear.
So your best friend is here. 343 is in the house, and he's asking what was a super coincidence. I don't know what happened. We have the same shirt. I was like, great minds think alike, yeah. I guess. I don't know. Great hair. I mean, yours better, right? Yours like.
Oh, you tease.
Then, like, why you don't wear the two jerseys then? Like, they are smaller now, or like they are framed? Like, if you don't wear them, you should frame it, right? I don't know.
What, in terms of like the stuff I had when I was a kid?
No. Okay. The two that you don't wear, that are those two when you were a kid. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, what, the Southampton and the Genoa ones? I won't wear those because Southampton are Portsmouth's rivals and Genoa.
I see. I see what I mean. I
won't ever wear. You'll never get. Yeah. I actually struggled to wear and buy. If my way, if I wore red and white stripes, it'd be like wearing a Boca shirt on the wrong side of town or something like that. Do you know what I mean? It'd be bad news.
I feel I should educate myself a little bit better on the Portsmouth rivalry stuff. I'm sorry about that.
That's all right. No. Yeah, but there's no shirts in my collection I wouldn't wear.
But I'm surprised you still have it, because I don't have any of the Santos rivals. I don't have any. I got already jerseys from Corinthians, from São Paulo. But I gave away. I did not even sell. I gave away. I was like, okay, I have friends that will enjoy this, and then I can admire a good design when they do it. I even talk in one of my videos. If you guys have never seen this video, click up there somewhere. I'm gonna have the link. That video does not have a lot of views, so you can show some love. It would be nice. I talk about the Corinthians because my friends, they were like bugging me. You have no idea. So do you use the WhatsApp a lot there in England?
Yeah, WhatsApp's like the go-to.
Yeah, we have
communicate.
we have this too a lot. I feel like the Americans they don't use this. I don't know why, but the Brazilians, the South Americans, we use a lot WhatsApp, and I have a bunch of groups, and they tease me a lot because I should be talking about the rivals. You have no idea. And then finally I did it. I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy it, but I will do it. And stop it. They don't say anything else anymore. Anyway, you said how many jerseys you have then?
It's around in total pieces. So that's not just shirts. That'll be track jackets, half zips, bench coats, all those sort of bits and bobs. It's about 300, give or take.
300. Okay. And it's all there in the location you are right now. You are in a room really well organized, right? It's all there.
Well, it's very kind of you to say it's well recognized. It's all in this one, I suppose, palace of shirtdom.
That's nice. Palace of shirts. For everyone that follows you and 343 and watch, the show every Wednesday, I only see this. You don't usually move around a lot. So do you mind moving your camera for us to see everything?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll unclip it. So I've got a little stand for it. So over here, this is my exercise bike that also doubles as a secondary little hanger. So some treats on there for later. So I've got
that's a good use for this bike.
I think that's everyone in the world's use of an exercise bike. Let's not kid ourselves. If you're going, it's only people who pay for like the Peloton stuff. They're the only people who actually use exercise bikes. The rest of them, it's a clothes hanger. It's a really weird shaped clothes hanger. All the boxes of these are all club shirts up here, and then these are all the name set shirts. I'm running out of space for name set shirts because I've now got a shirt press. So any new shirt, I'll try and pick like a club legend and pop it on there. And then this little stack here, this moves around. This is on wheels. I've got my Pompey 92 on there, also Pompey 91 on there at the minute, but that's full of boxes for stuff for sale. And then this little wardrobe here, this little shelf unit here, this is all like little classic bits and pieces. So this is all like track jackets and shirt books and general football books. And then just little things like signed ports of football, Euro 2012 football. That's international jackets, none Italy, and that entire shelf there is all Italy track jackets. Those two piles there. So that goes from 86 to 2000, including one really good one, which is the Coca. I don't know if you can see that, but that's an Italian 90, the Adora one.
Look at this. The Adora ones are nice. Yeah.
Look at that. So that's one of my sort of rarer ones. Yeah, I don't know if it's like a promo or like a pre-tournament jacket or something that was worn, but it's like an FIGC one, and I just loved it. So I got it when I had the chance to get it. Portsmouth FA Cup final 1939, reprinted program. And then I've got some scarves, and then I've got like my Sampdoria shelf right at the top there. So I've got custom trainers.
You said you have some scarves. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I've got a couple of scarves. So
a couple of scarves.
Yeah, I've got more, but I tend to, it's one of those items that I like to use to decorate, but I don't use it that much. So that's a scarf from First Vienna Football Club. They're like the Tranmere Rovers of Austrian football. So they're like a really small club in Vienna, but they're really cool. Their ground's amazing. The history is really worth looking at if you get a chance to like Wikipedia them. And then there's a Bayern Munich and Manuel Neuer scarf that I got given by a mate, Hamza, our Trinity shirt collector. So he goes that, and then I've got a few other books. What else have I got? Good little book here, my Granata Sud Tifo book. Come out, that's sort of like mid 2000s, so it's a really good book. And I've got little silly things like when I was a kid, my mum knit us this little Pompey stuffed toy. So a little it's a little Portsmouth kit. So I've always just had that.
This crust, the badge of Portsmouth is so great. I like it. I like the badge a lot.
Oh, it's a good crest, mate. It's a good crest. The star and crescent moon. It's like to represent the harbour. So Portsmouth's like a seaside city, a waterfront city. So yeah, and then other than that, I sort of got sort of pictures up on the walls. That's a picture of the Pompey team from the year I was born, from 1984. And I've got some prints and some kits, and then all these hooks on the wall, these hangers on the wall here, and then I've got two up here. So admittedly the light's blind us a bit, but I've got Richard Hughes, my favourite ever Pompey player. And,
I always think about that. Then I will ask a personal question. What do you use to hang? How do you use? What do you use to hang the jerseys? Like, what is that actually? It's like it's a glue that you. What is that actually?
Oh, so
I think constantly I'm doing something, but I'm like, I don't want to ruin the wall.
Okay, so I'm happy to ruin a wall. Don't you worry about that. If it's a wall or a shirt, the wall's getting it. So this is just a little picture hook. But the hangers, I've got all the same hangers. So I've got like, I don't know, about 100 in the same hanger.
I should thought about that. This is a great way. Yeah, this is a great way. It's just because I don't have space, like as you have this palace of shirts. That's nice. Thanks for the tour, man. You should be proud of that, because not everyone has like a space. And I'm talking about myself now. I don't have this space. One day I will have. So tell me about what triggered you to create the the shirt hits the fan. That was cool.
Yeah, we first had this account where we were.
Oh my god! Why did you create this name?
Yeah. So my mate Joe come up with it, and so the other guy who does the account with us, he come up with. I just said, Joe, think of a name. And he just said, let's just do a parody. So there's a few really good names out there. So one of them is a play on words. It's Kit's Out for the Lads. Then there's Life's a Piece of Kit. There's some other good parody names, but he just said, let's just do Shirt Hits the Fan.
Yeah.
So that's how we ended up with what we got. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's a great name. I almost said it. I feel like I said it actually, but
yeah, you did. Yeah.
So you created your account like 1 year ago, right? Or maybe a little bit more.
Yeah, just about about January. Like I think it was actually like the 4th of January, 2020 was like our first post.
So one thing that I was not sure if I really got was the inspiration to create. What was the inspiration to like, let's create and let's talk about, let's do some football, no sense comedy. How was it?
So we went out, me and my mate Joe, we went out, we had a few beers, and we were just down the pub. And we just said to each other, like, we just love shirts. We're always talking about shirts. And then we just said, why don't we collate all of our shirts together and then just show them off? We're like, how will we do it? And I was like, well, we could do it on Instagram. We could take pictures. Like, why don't we do it? It'd just be fun. We can write like stupid stories. And at the same time, we were talking about, made up situations that players had got themselves in. And this is really funny. Imagine we told that story with a football shirt. And at the same time, when I was going home, my wife was going to me, what all these shirts? I just had boxes of shirts, not like this here. I just had boxes lying around. And she's like, we've got all this rubbish. It's all lying around everywhere. What are you going to do with it? You're going to make something of this. Otherwise, they're all just here. And she just couldn't comprehend. Like,
I know the feeling.
Why would you collect these t-shirts? Why would you do it? I'm like, you don't understand. And she's like, well, help me understand. So I just said, okay. I just basically put all these into a room that made it a little bit better, for both of us, and especially for me. And just all that.
I know exactly the feeling. That's actually, I know exactly the feeling, my friend. And guys, if you guys are not following, share almost. Shirt Hits the Fan 83. Yeah. Make sure you do. The link is in the description. Make sure you do. The latest video is so funny, man. It's I can totally see your football skills when you do the videos. I can totally tell you are a goalkeeper.
Yeah. Yeah, like the clip's got an outfield player in it. So yeah.
And talking about that, do you collect boots at all, the football boots, or not really? Do you have any? Like, do you have or just the one you wear? You don't pay a lot of attention on that. It's just a curiosity that I have. Like, sometimes people collect jerseys, but they don't care about football boots. And yeah,
I do have some. Yeah, it's I do collect like certain boots. So 90s Diodora type boots, Baggio type stuff. So my recent pair I've got are these Adidas Questras. That way. So yeah, these are sort of, I had these boots as a kid, but I had the purple detail ones, which were for soft ground. I think these ones are moldies, or like cleats, the small studs, firm ground ones. So these are quite nice. So I do. But I don't play so much because I've just played 5-a-side now. So I play on like 4G, the artificial pitches. So it doesn't really damage the boots the way that wearing them in like water and mud would have done. I'm happy to wear them. So yeah.
I totally understand. The G.O.A.T, I'm trying to remember what was the brand that I had that was so good. It was Ivan Zamorano one, which I don't know if it was G.O.A.T or it was another brand. I know it was not Adidas, was not Nike. I have a feeling that was the G.O.A.T, but it was so good. Anyway, I have some more questions for you here before we get to the main point, which is talking about who is the real GOAT, which I should be opening with that in the beginning. I did not do that, but we're going to be talking about that soon. I want to just explore then a little bit more. What is your next jersey? What are the jersey? It's two questions in one. What is your next jerseys that you are thinking on buying? And what is the unicorn jersey that you go like, I want to buy it, but I cannot find it, or just wait. I just need to wait a little bit more.
Oh, mate. So the next jersey I'm looking to get is it's two really. It's the Roma home and away for this season.
Okay.
I just really like it. I love the fact that they're really crisp, nice block lines. I also wouldn't mind getting the Portugal away kit with the turquoise and the bands. I love that kit. I love really nice, crisp colour block. And so I think the Roma and the Roma home and away and that Portugal really do it for me. That'd be like my next couple of kits on my radar to buy. In terms of absolutely like GOAT Grail kit, I can't seem to get at the moment is the Sampdoria 93-94 away kit in long sleeve, Italian made version. I just can't. I've seen it on one. I can find player worn ones, but honestly, in 2 years of searching for it, I haven't been able to find it. So
I have a question around this. When you're looking for like a unicorn jersey, let's say the jersey that's super hard to find, is rare, where do you go? What is the place? It's eBay, like the normal eBay, or you have some secret that you can share? Like, is there an Italian eBay secretly? Do you want to share that to everyone, or maybe not?
Yeah, you know what? I can share. Like, it's hard because I'll tell you one thing. When I first started this, I'd be on eBay all the time, looking really hard. Joe's the other guy. He's like, oh mate, he's like Columbo. Do you know what I mean? He's like Columbo. He's Quincy MD. He's like, he is so, Murder, She Wrote. He'll go into all these little details. He'll do like weird searches. Like, he'll learn the language for all the different shirt makes and like travel like little dot country codes all over. He's like meticulous. I'm more like eBay, Depop. I do like worldwide search and to cut out
on eBay, right?
On eBay, and also to cut out fakes. I type in like the used option, and then it cuts out a lot of fake shirts because it'll be like all the new, like, oh, here's a Holland 88 in like 58 sizes and it's like 10 quid. Yeah, we know it just cuts out all of that out the feed. That's quite handy. It just takes all the clutter away. But I'll tell you one thing, since I've started, like after about 6 months of doing the account, once we got past a certain point of followers, people just start sending you messages like with pictures going, do you want to buy this? And you're like, oh no, but have you got this? And they'll come back and go, yeah, here's this.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, wow. And I think that just, I'll tell you what, it's a bit of luck that happened to us, or that does happen. But at the same time, it's really nice because you don't have to go looking as much as you used to.
Yeah, this is actually true. I got the same message sometimes, and sometimes I feel like I got more message to check if the product is like a real stuff, because it's a bummer, right? When we go on eBay to buy stuff, we need to check so many details. Besides the details of like a legit official shirt, we need to check the authenticity. It's like it's a lot like it's
mate, it's draining, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's hard work.
exhaustive.
And I mean, I've even today I had delivered a I had an Ajax 94, 95 or 95, 96 Ajax kit delivered today. And even though I had a look at the pictures, and one of the pictures looked a little bit off, another one looked really good, when it turned up, the red had bled into the white on the front of the kit. And it's like, and there's a point where you can accept maybe a slight pinkish, but this was like overly pink in like one area. So I'm going to try and rework the shirt, but even then, even up like someone like me who does it a lot will still get mistakes, and we'll still get doozies. We'll still get full foul. We'll get banana skin, Dick Dastardly in his shirts catching us out.
Yeah, that's a bummer. So we're getting close to actually pass a little bit of half hour. Let me go really quick questions for you, man. I wanna. This is something from a Brazilian. I'm Brazilian, like in terms of football. I want to understand that from the British perspective. You guys, when you guys are watching games, the commentator, they don't go and scream goal when goals happens, right? They don't go like goal, right? They don't do that, right?
Not really. No, there's probably like one or two instances where that's happened, but generally no.
In US, where I live, is exactly the same way. I don't know if the broadcasters are the same. In English, I have a feeling that they have their own, crew here, and their own crew that, broadcast the APL there, but they don't scream goal. And I'm used to, now I got used to it, you need to pay attention what they are, like if you leave the room to do something and you come back like, oh, what happened? Goal? Like, he didn't say anything. Like, they don't scream like, go, like, and there are different ways. Like, I feel like this happens in the Americas more. And when I say Americas, it's like the Central America, the South America, not in the North America, but like we have.
Are you gonna give me an example? You gonna give me an example of how it's
done? Now I hear it. We have several types of goals. Like the Brazilian one is the one that I'm used to, so I tend to like a little bit more. It's like go, like you really feel the passion, right? It's like what happened. You can go to the restroom, like you watch the game, you go to the restroom, when a goal happens, and accidents may happen while that happen. Anyway, the kind of like the Central America way, probably the Mexican, my friend Mexicans, I love the Mexicans. Is kind of a little bit different, but I like it. I like it because we feel the passion as well. It's kind of like this: go, 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 go. It's a little bit different. Several goals. It was just one goal, but several goals.
I like to repeat it.
Yeah, but the American way here and the English one is like, they are attacking and then go. Yeah, it's 1-0. Like they don't even say goal sometimes. They go like, that was a great attack, and they convert, and I'm like, and I come back.
Biggest moment in the match.
I come back, it's 2-0. I was like, oh my god, I lost the goal. So it's funny. How do you see like the Central American, South America way of broadcasting? They say go. Have you ever watched a game? They were saying go or not really, or do you feel embarrassing?
No, I like it. It's like a really good for us. It's like, why can't we do that? But I think with our commentators,
are you being honest then?
No, I like the difference. Like when it almost adds to it. It's like you just you see, I don't know, Santos playing. I don't know. My other Brazilian teams, I'm like, try to think of two teams. So
my next question is about this. Okay, get ready.
So it's like you'd expect to see like a bit more passion. You'd expect to have like I wouldn't want to watch it with English commentary. I want to have absolutely. I wouldn't want to know what's going on. You just want to hear the passion and what's going on. So for us, it is a bit weird when you do see how it's done. But then equally, it's really embarrassing when you look at how the commentary is in the UK. for instance, like the famous commentary in the UK is the Aguero goal, when Man City won the league in 2012, and the ball gets played across. It's into Balotelli to Aguero, and it's like the only time a commentator has really lost it.
Yeah, and I like it. That goal, that moment, I feel like they did a great. I feel like translate what was that game, but I feel like misses this in a lot of games. I don't know.
It doesn't. That game was,
maybe there is like a middle way. I feel like we exaggerate sometimes, and you guys sometimes are so quiet. I feel like there should be a balance. That's just me. That comes my next question to you. Let's see here. You were having a hard time of like saying Brazilian clubs. I wanna ask you a question, and I hope you're not prepared for this.
No.
Tell me the most famous Brazilian clubs that you think you remember right now. What are the most, I don't know, top 5 or maybe top 3 if you don't remember 5 that you think are the most famous Brazilian clubs?
Flamengo, Corinthians, Santos.
2 more then. 2 more. You can do it.
Cruzeiro, is that right?
Cruzeiro.
Cruzeiro. I can never get no, because that's the one Ronaldo used to play for, and I can never get
the
Zs. It's the Zs in the R.
It's missing only one that can.
Vasco da Gama.
Vasco da Gama. Okay. It's funny that you did not say the one that I thought you were gonna say, because you have a video with Joe, your friend. His name is Joe, right?
Yes, Joe. Yeah.
Wearing the Grêmio shirt. I thought you're gonna. And Grêmio has one of the most beautiful shirts in the Brazilian football. It's so beautiful. I feel like the colors helped a lot. I would say the second best. The first is Santos, of course. I'm biased. Totally biased. And you do have some Brazilian jerseys, right?
Yeah, I do. I've got a few. I'll say a few. I've got 3. I used to have a couple more. Would you like to see my Brazilian jersey?
Yeah, I'd like to see the Brazilian jerseys.
Check out my Brazilian. So my first one, I really like this shirt actually. This is Flamengo.
Oh yeah.
Looks like 95. Just really nice. I've had another Flamengo, but I sold it off because it was a bit tired and my mate repaired it. Yes, this is an Umbro job. This is that 100 anniversary shirt, 100 years anniversary shirt. And yeah, just really nice. Sort of big sponsors.
It's beautiful. Umbro does an amazing job always.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Yeah, I mean, I really like it. The badge is massive. I love the fact all the shirts are screen printed, so they just put as much detail as they want in there.
It's being printed for good times, right? Good times.
Mate. It's just so much better. The next one, my mate got for me as a gift. It's a Flamengo shirt again, but he was traveling. He went to Brazil. My mate. So if you follow him on Instagram, he's RTW Traveler. He's a really good guy. His account's brilliant. He got me this one.
I love this one. This one is nice.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it's just beautiful, really crisp. It's got this really crazy sort of 3D texturized lettering the print on the shirt. You have a little look at that.
That is super nice. I like the old school badge they are using. This one is a gem. I like this one. I have a couple or maybe more Flamengo jerseys as well. It's not kind of a direct Santos rival, so I don't feel like it's a problem. But this one is nice.
It's good, and also it's just a little thing like it's got the Fabricado no Brazil.
Fabricado no Brasil, made in Brazil. Yeah. Look at you.
And just like now, see, I'll do my best. I just really like that shirt. It's crisp, and also one thing I really don't like in shirts is when there's too many sponsors on. And unfortunately, like Brazilian football or South American football and lots of sponsors, it's a really common theme. So to not have too many sponsors, that one's only got like 2 on it. That's good. I like that.
Yeah, we have instance. We have a bunch of sponsor. My club Santos. I don't have any here. I did not bring any Santos. Maybe I have one. But there's like the white one, which is a sacred mantle. Like a sacred shirt.
Mm-hmm.
and they put a bunch of sponsor, all the colors. I mean, I hate when that happens. But they need money. I understand they need money. They need sponsors, and when like the sponsors know you need money, but I feel like they need to have the vision of like, hey, let's create a great product together. I'm sponsoring you, and it's gonna be good for my image as well. So I don't understand why some of them, in some Brazilian clubs, they do this really well. For example, for Grêmio does a great job on this, and Palmeiras as well. Palmeiras they do a great job. Like you see all these, they have still some sponsors, but they are aligned with the colors of the design. Is well done. The Mexican clubs kind of like suffer the same thing as well. Lots of sponsorships.
There's a phrase we have. So like if you're covered in a club's gear, it's like you say they've thrown up on you. So like when you're wearing one of them shirts, it's like the sponsors have thrown up on you. So I get it. Yeah, I just wish there's ways of, like you say, tastefully putting the shirts on the sponsors on the shirts, and you could align them in different ways, and they can make them like a little bit different. And they just don't. I think they miss a trick. Like you say, they miss a trick. There's a way you can put it on there and actually make the sponsors as iconic as the shirts. You just don't miss this trick. My last one is a Vasco shirt from the 90s. Yeah.
They were just relegated to the second division yesterday. They were relegated for the fourth time in 10 years. That's the fourth time. And it's such a big Brazilian club. I love the Vasco shirts. They are beautiful. Romário played there. And the Kappa one is such iconic on the shoulder and the sleeves, right? This is beautiful.
And it's good. This has got like an alternating colour, so it's sort of like you got the Kappa black on white on black, and then you got black on white on the other. And also there's the material differences. Like I love the manufacturing differences. Like this is the ones that are made in Brazil. They're like slightly different fit, or the fabric's a little bit lighter, and a lot more screen printing comes in. It's just really different. You can literally pick up two of the same template. So the cutting template is really similar, but just all the little tiny fabrications are all different. I love that. It's just great. Look at that, brilliant.
Yeah. So those are the three ones that you have, right?
They're the three club ones I've got. Yeah.
Dan, your homework is to find a Santos one. Please.
Okay.
Okay, babe. And now we are getting to the part that we're going to be talking about who is the real GOAT. We'll have to excuse you guys. I need to prepare myself for that. We are not biased. We are not taking one side, but we need to dress up accordingly, right? Dan, let's do this.
Yeah, okay, let's go.
Fala aí, Marquito. Hey, Marco. Here we go. We are not biased. We are not taking sides here, are we, Dan?
No, absolutely not. No, we're not biased. We're not one way or the other. We're by football.
So let me say hi to a bunch of guys that are here. I don't know if 343 is still here. Kevin Vargas. Nice to have you guys here in this live stream. This is going to be available for you guys later as well. Kevin Vargas, Resenha do Futebol. Tamo junto e misturado. Valeu aí, Marcão, Marquito. I was used to play with Marcos Moraes. No, this is another Marcos. This is my best friend, Marcos, which I am impressed that he's watching this because he may be really mad at me. He's the one that sometimes I ask him to bring football jerseys from Brazil to US. He lives in US, and all the time I send stuff to him, and I don't think he's happy about that. But thank you, Marcos. I really appreciate all your help. I love you, my brother. So let's talk about this. I have been listening, football influencers, big ones, small ones, the ones with like 100,000 followers, subscribers, and the media as well, talking about this, talking about the Pelé goals. All of a sudden, the more than 1,000 goals that Pelé scored, they are not valid anymore. And my impression is just to glorify Messi, because Messi is what, 34, 35? How old is Messi now? 34?
34, 34, yeah.
Yeah, and it's almost in the end of his amazing career, which I love Messi. I am Brazilian. Messi is Argentinian. I could say like I hate him. No, I don't. He's a great player. I have a feeling that he's Brazilian. I don't know. That's how I feel. I feel Messi in the real life is Brazilian, but he's amazing. And Cristiano Ronaldo is another great player as well. Different players, but Cristiano, he through a lot of work and also skills, he's really good. He was able to be in the same level as Messi, which is impressive, which is an amazing level. But I don't think we can forget the past. I don't think we can just erase the past and start calling Messi as the GOAT, the greatest of all time. No, it's not. We have a guy, and maybe a lot of people that are saying that are young, but I know how actually this started. I'm going to try to explain a little bit to everyone because I did some research about it. And I would like to say thank you to ASSOPHIS, which is ASSPHO. I don't remember. I'm going to have it in the description there. It is in Portuguese, but if you guys want to, search for more details, I will have in the description later. They did an amazing job of it's this organization that researches football and the Santos history, specifically around the Pelé as well. So they did a research about how this conspiracy, I would say, because it's very strong in Europe, and it got a little bit stronger when they defined this criteria of not official goals, which are going to be talking about that. When Messi was getting close to Pelé in the official, matches, and then this became like oh, Messi, finally we have something to check the box that Messi is the greatest of all time. He's getting there, but they are erasing. They're creating a criteria that does not exist. First of all, everything that I'm going to be talking here, I got from ASSOPHIS, this organization. So kudos to them for this amazing job. So the brief history of this is that started then in Brazil. We have this magazine called Placar, which talks about football. And they start talking about, I feel like it was when Romario was getting close to the 1,000 goals. He was saying that he was close to get 1,000 goals. He would be the second player in the history to break that record. Pelé is the first, of course. But then the Placar magazine, which is a famous one in Brazil, they said, no, you're not. You're not there yet. You have 900 or 800 or something. And then he got mad with this magazine. And this magazine, then the next edition, I believe was the next one, they decided to do a new, article talking about Romario, that he is not doing this, but in the criteria they found, they created a criteria of not official, only official games for competition. In this criteria, you are about to reach Pelé. So they define a criteria to not count the Pelé goals for him, to be able to reach in a way of say, hey, don't get mad at us. We found a way for you to be happy. You know what I mean? So
I know what you mean. Yeah. Painting your own picture. Yeah.
Yeah, and then through that, and in the article, if you read Portuguese, you will be able to see. I'm going to have the link in the description. You can see the magazine, the Placar magazine. They say this is a criteria that we establish. You know what I mean? So what actually happened? Other sources from other countries start to use this as a base. I'm trying to look for a better word to say, but basically it was laziness for the journalists to not properly research, because FIFA says that a official game is the game that is validated by the federation or by the confederation, has the official referees. All the clubs, they have professional players. This is an official game. So you cannot say that by that time when Pelé was actually playing, those were like great matches. Santos, instead of playing the competitions, the official ones, I would say, the Libertadores, for example, they got a license from the federation to play friendly games against professional clubs, against big clubs in Europe, against some international teams as well, and validated all by FIFA. So it's not that Santos was playing against, third division clubs or amateur. It's not like this. And it feels embarrassing for, the journalism to broadcast such a bad information like this just to glorify Messi, which is an amazing player. But does he really need us to find something he's going to... We know he's an amazing player, but no, he's not the GOAT. And I keep seeing, again, if you are a football influencer, you need to know the facts. So go search. Of course, there will be the ones that, even with all the facts, they prefer Maradona, they prefer Messi, and that's all right. But you cannot argue that the GOAT is someone else. Pelé won 3 World Cups. He won 2 the World Cups. I mean, he scored more than 1,000 goals. I feel like that's the only way any player can reach Pelé if they classify like this. They find a way to classify. Otherwise, nobody's going to be close to him. I have a very interesting point. I'm talking too much. I'm sorry, Dan. But I have a very interesting point. If we want to count, the official goals as, the press is trying to glorify Messi. Look, Messi scored 643 goals, which was the record that he reached of Pelé, right? 643 goals in 748 games. 748 games, which is an average of 0.85 goals per game.
Ridiculous.
Which is amazing. It's amazing, right? But Pelé scored the same amount of goals, 643, but in 660 games, less games, which makes the average of 0.97. I mean, even if you want to have this classification, it's still absurd what Pelé, the average, is ridiculous.
That's a great point. And I think the other thing as well is when you're saying about those games, about these being official and unofficial, it really does. It's quite frustrating because it's a different time. Imagine now Barcelona saying we're not going to play in the Champions League because we just don't like it. We're going to go play in the Asian Champions League, or we're going to play in the Club World Cup rather than playing in the Champions League. We're just not going to bother because we don't want to do it this year. And then someone going, oh, well, that's not a tournament. It's a very different environment. It's a very different age. It's so hard to compare what people were doing with their teams and how they're operating back then to how they're doing now. I mean, we used to have games where it'd be a European 11 versus a World 11. We don't even get those games anymore, where we get the best on. Some of the most iconic games of football are games like that. I think it was the 90s, ahead of the 98 World Cup, they had a World versus European game, which is so well talked about. And they just don't, those sort of things don't happen anymore. And back then in the 60s, 50s and 60s, when Pelé was his prime out in Brazil, those sort of things were much more commonplace, to just go off and do whatever you wanted. It wasn't so formulated. I mean, England didn't even take part in a World Cup until 1950. So we just didn't even, as a country, England didn't even think the World Cup was worth competing in until 20 years of the football. And even then we went out and we lost to USA 1-0. And it's just that general, it might have been 54, it's just that general lack of, just comparing what we've got now to what you got then. Pelé wouldn't have played, Santos wouldn't have gone and played in random tournaments. They wouldn't have gone and played, let's just go, we're not going to play the Libertadores, we're going to go play AC Milan and a friend. That wouldn't happen. So you'd be chucked. If you tried to do that now, you wouldn't be able to enter the competition for the next 5 years or something. I mean, it's a different time. So to say the goals don't count, and back then the other players on the other team would have said, well, that's a realistic. That would be called in horse racing, you call it a match race. where you basically take the two best horses and you want to prove who's the better one, and you'll race them against each other. There's a film called Seabiscuit, and that entire film is about match races between him and I think it's Rear Admiral, and it's basically that same thing. That's what was happening in football. So to compare the world, you don't have that anymore. So to compare that existence, to compare the games, the fixtures alone, the way fixtures lists are structured now, the way games are structured, the way leagues, competitions are structured now, it's completely ridiculous to sort of challenge what they were doing back then, and it's just not fair. It's not a fair way of it's
exactly. And the preparation they have now is way different than the preparation they have back then. Like, can you imagine if like they had the same preparation? It's all different. The materials are different. The boots are different. The technology was different. It's everything different, and it's still the ball was different. I mean, it was almost like another sport, and like still a guy was so ahead of the curve. Can you imagine? I keep thinking, can you imagine having all this technology and stuff, and the quantity of games, as you were talking about, the quantity of games we have now is like impressive. We did not have the quantity of games before there. And one thing that I want to add, I'm going to try to have the link of this trailer. I'm going to have in the description below. There will be, I feel like this live is a good timing because I did not think about that when I scheduled that to talk to you. There will be a Netflix documentary about Pelé. So I would recommend, all this, especially if you are a football influencer. If you like football, go and watch, especially if you are young. If you're not young, you may know already a lot of the facts. But I have a feeling that's going to be a great documentary. I have seen some already, all in Portuguese. So I don't know if these were easily accessible to everyone, but you can actually find on internet, I believe. But it's going to be nice to have this on Netflix. It seems like this is a new one. So I'm looking forward to watch. I don't know if you have seen the trailer yet, Dan, but I feel like this is going to be...
trailer yet.
Yeah, I'm going to have it in the description. I saw the trailer. It's kind of like more than a teaser than a trailer. I'm looking forward to that. So I
was going to say, I think it's sort of needed, I think, because we've had quite a few documentaries about stuff that's happening recently, and now we've got a lot of the All or Nothing series. Where
so nice. Yeah.
And they're brilliantly done. And I think they've also had the Senna documentary and the Maradona, or Senna film and the Maradona film. And I think it really needs to have Pelé. And also, the advantage of doing a film about Pelé now is Pelé's still alive.
Yeah.
And I think when they did Senna, obviously Senna passed away in '94. Diego Maradona passed away about a year before the film, but Maradona was very hard to obtain. Pelé doesn't mind doing, appearances and doing interviews and things. So to be able to get him on camera talking about it,
I feel like
I think it's good. It's good.
There's one important point as a Brazilian I should share as well, which is kind of sad. I have a feeling, and I hope the Brazilians will not hate me, but that's the feeling that I have. I have a feeling the Brazilians, they don't like Pelé as much as the Argentinians like Maradona. I feel like there is a little bit of, and I don't know why that happened. I feel like it's hard to remember one Brazilian star that the people is like embrace, I have a feeling that the Brazilians, they go after few little things, mistakes that, not little things, mistakes, and sometimes big mistakes. Because we are humans, everyone can make mistakes, right? I feel like there is a little bit of, anger about some Pelé's action in public or stuff that Pelé says. They make fun, which is like, I feel so sad about that because Pelé put Brazil on the map of football, He won 3 World Cups for Brazil. And I have a feeling that especially the Brazilian media, the Brazilian press, they forget about that. They don't pay a lot of attention as, they don't give the importance. He just turned, I believe, 80 years old. There was a lot of the celebrations. I was kind of like impressed because I was not expecting the media to be talking as much as they did just because of the way they treat Pelé. But it's amazing. It's one of the saddest things I have. I never met him in person. As a Santos fan, I feel embarrassing. I don't know if like it's so easy, especially now that it seems like he's very sick, and I hope he is doing well because he has done a lot for Brazil. Anyway, I just want to make sure like I share these, so that's why I invite you to talk about that, because you are from Europe and kind of like this is coming from Europe. You are a big influencer as well, so it's nice to. It is super nice to hear, you know, the perspective from someone from Europe. So I
Yeah,
really appreciate your point of view.
no, it's fine. I think when everyone thinks of Brazil, I think especially in Europe, the go-to is Pelé. It's no doubt. I mean, almost for someone who doesn't really know anything about football, your go-to name is Pelé. And so for us in Europe, it's the biggest export. But you know, Zico, Socrates, Romario, Ronaldo, Rivaldo, Ronaldinho, Garincha. You know, you've got loads of people. Renata. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of players that do. You know, and that's just a few, obviously. What team that would be? So it's for us. We do get the Pelé thing. Pelé in Brazil. It's just that is the identity. Like you know, Maradona in Argentina. It is Pelé in Brazil. So in Europe, he is seen. I do think. For me, I like to take more of a whole picture, look at the player as a whole. I don't like to sort of jump onto sort of the bandwagon myself. I like to look at what the guy does as a whole and what he's done recently, or you know, just more than what someone's saying. And I think there is a bit of there seems to be a trend, definitely in Europe, where almost the Pelé fraud sort of line gets sort of towed around a bit or thrown around a little bit as like clickbait. And unfortunately, with some people, I think they now feel it's like a justifiable thing. Like it's almost it's been said so. It's something that's been said so much now. It's become a sort of truth that isn't a truth, and it's like it really isn't. To even think that Pelé is a fraud is a joke. He played in 4 World Cups and he won 3 of them. I mean, and the other one, he got injured out of the tournament in '66. He was injured out of the tournament.
He was hit so many
finals.
Yeah, he was hit so many times. Yeah, he was hit a lot of times.
He was kicked out of the tournament.
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
You said a very important point. I feel embarrassed with the people that are saying strong words as a fraud, because these people are putting themselves out there, and it's embarrassing for these guys. Everyone's gonna see like only. I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to say bad words here, but like I feel like people will look at these people that are saying stuff like they're like, how come you talk about football if you say things like that? Do your research, educate yourself, right? And hopefully, I mean, it's so great to hear that from you then, because hopefully, you know, I will have the link in the description below. It's in Portuguese, so you may need to learn Portuguese.
I'll do my best. Obrigado, that's all right, isn't it? Yeah.
Oh no, you need to do, guys. You need to see again. Shirt hits the fan 83. Go to the IGTV and look for Dan speaking Portuguese and dancing mais que nada. You need to see that. It's gonna change forever the image of the mais que nada and the Brazilian joga bonito for you guys.
It'll probably change a few sexuality out there. If people are changing that. It is really frustrating when you see people, and now people almost say it as like it's like the go-to thing. And I think there is that clickbait, like, oh, Messi's a fraud, and you're like, don't try and I remember there was an article about it. It might have been like Soccer Bible or like Lad Bible Sport. They're 2 sport platform, like, you know, multi-platform media, all online, sort of journos. And I remember it was one of the things that they used. It was like, you know, Pelé was a fraud. It was like top 5 fraud players all time, and then they put Pelé at number 1. It's like, no, you've literally just regurgitated something that was a doctored sort of fact. Like you said, they used certain statistics, and they found a solution that suited them. So in cricket, we have one of my other sports is cricket, right? obviously as a Brazilian, you might not have a clue what cricket is, and I totally respect that. But
No clue.
it's like baseball in terms of it being a really statistics analyzed game. You can really break a player down into their statistics because it's a set of parameters you have to work within to play the sport. And you can frame the statistics to make certain things look a certain way, and likewise you can do the statistics to make a player look the other way. And you can sort of highlight their weaknesses and strengths, but also diminish them in the same aspect. So I think it's sort of, if you're using the sort of move statistics, I mean, there's certain games where players, what they achieved in games in cricket didn't count. And it's the same with football. Like, you can just say, oh, these games didn't count. Well, it's not understanding what those games are about. And it's not fair to sort of bring that in. I mean, at the end of the day, if it was this easy to score 700 plus or 1,000 plus goals, why is everyone not doing it? Why is there only 3 or 4 players in history that have ever done it? If it was that easy, don't diminish what that guy's done. Maradona didn't score that many goals in his career. I think Maradona scored less than 400, less than 200. Actually, no, it's definitely less than 300 goals Maradona scored. And everyone, I personally, Maradona's my all-time probably favourite global footballer. But to think that, it's just to diminish what they've achieved, it's just absolute nonsense. I mean, if it was that easy, why has Messi not won 3 World Cups out of 4? Just.
It is very interesting to hear from Englishman. I had the mute on here. I'm sorry. For Englishman, that the Maradona is the favorite one because he scored the goal with the hand, and it's that goal. And people treat it as like the hand of God, but he used the hand.
I know, but he was just so good. There was something about him that, and this is my other point about for me, like, there's quite a lot of footage of Maradona. With Pelé, there's like not almost no footage, but if you took the amount of footage of Pelé, the footage then of Maradona, there's probably about 100 times the footage of Maradona available, maybe more, than there is of Pelé. So there's your gap from Pelé to Maradona footage is there.
In terms of footage, right?
Yeah. So then if you take the amount of footage, amount of times people have seen Messi play and Ronaldo play, there's probably 100,000 times the quantity of footage of Messi and Ronaldo than there is of Maradona, and he had 100 times more footage than Pelé, maybe even more than that. I mean, Pelé, gets up in the morning, goes to the toilet, and after he's finished, that's it. Almost there'll be some sort of camera on him. Something will be recording him. There'll be social media. He'll go to training.
Especially now, with the social media power, And to add to that, there were a lot of footage of Pelé in a studio from this old TV channel that got fire. Like, the building got on fire and lost all the records. It's amazing, like what actually happened. Like, it's amazing that like a record of something can be lost so easily, right? Mm-hmm. But back in the day, there was not cloud, right? So that was how they actually archived stuff. There's this documentary of Pelé. They recreated a few of the goals. They did not have the record, and some of them, especially for their own Pelé, he scored a goal that I forgot the name in English, but like they had like in 4 or 5 players. The goalkeeper came, he did the same thing and scored the goal. They recreated this digitally because they did not have the record of that. So it's impressive that I want to see this documentary if they're going to be talking about that. So I feel like we are more than 1 hour already. I want to just, for the last 5 minutes, I don't know how many people we have in the live here, but maybe we only have 343, but I don't know if he's still there. I was going to open for the participants, but maybe we don't have a lot of people to actually... I'm going to put the link over here, and maybe if somebody jumps, we can ask Dan a question, not we asking a question. So hopefully 343 is going to jump there. I don't know if he's... Well, he's always ready with this amazing chair.
He's
but I don't
always
know
there. He's heard his
he's
name
always there.
So
I feel like... I feel like he does not even like has a personal life. He only does this.
Yeah, this is it. This is it.
Yeah,
There's
I
another
got a
thing.
feeling that we are only us.
That's all right. No, I was just say if he does chime in, then great. But I did have another point to make just quickly on Brazilian football, and just how now the onus on picking up the next Brazilian wonder kid is really big, and there's a lot more cameras on Brazilian league football, and just all the scouts are always looking around South America for that next talent. They're taking the talent so early from Brazil that the talent doesn't get a chance to mature and play in the league and make the league itself stronger. So it makes Brazilian football that little bit weaker than it perhaps could be. And if you look back at the teams, it's another thing. So people saying, "Oh, Pelé never came to Europe to play football." Well,
Yes.
this is a nonsense. This is my main point. I saved from telling you yesterday. So this is one of my main points. Even as most recent, in 1974, not a single player in the Brazil World Cup squad played outside of Brazil. In the 1970s, so Pelé's last World Cup, when he was 29, winning his third World Cup out of 4, not one single player played outside of Brazilian league football. People went from the UK to play football in Brazil. So you had people like John Charles. Who else was there? There's another really who's Jimmy Greaves went to play out in South America.
Yeah,
so
we had a lot. That's true.
So the best players in the world were going to play in Brazil.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So if you wanted the best football, you had to go watch it in Brazil.
Yeah,
so we always had this. So that's another thing. It's like Pelé was already playing with the best footballers in the world because they'd won 3 out of 4 World Cups. So all the best talent was already in Brazil or South America. So
that is a great point, and I forgot about this. One of the games, they are calling not official, is one game that Santos, they did a friendly match in Europe against Czechoslovakia in 1965. Just 3 years after the World Cup final against Brazil, the same federation that play against Brazil, play against Santos. The game was amazing. It was like, I believe, 4-3 to Santos or something like that. And all the media, the international press by that time, they were calling the game of the century. So this is just one example of a match they are saying that, was not official.
Mm. Yeah,
anyway.
But then that's a different world. It's like you live in a world where people could put that game on and the team owners would go, "This is great business. We'll fill the stadium. Everyone will turn up and watch this." And back then it was just bums on seats, as the phrase goes. Get them in the ground and empty their pockets, I believe Kerry Packer used to say. And that was the sort of thing. It's create exhibition games, match races, and it was worth more than a trophy was back then. Because even in English football, you didn't have the settled first division that we have now. It didn't even exist until like 1920 something. So before then, there were so many other little competitions and leagues that were like, "Oh, you playing in this league?" You've only got to look at like American football, where the NFL, as we know it now, only really we're on Super Bowl 60 or something. I don't care about.
Yes, I don't. I should follow more, but I don't.
Nah, forget it. It's rubbish. It's rugby league with helmets, and basically you've got these guys. You've basically got the AFL and the NFC, and they're playing each other, and then they was 2 separate leagues. They split and then that to forge them together, and then come to this agreement. So that's why you have the weird league system they have.
It's really weird. I feel like I have a hard time to accept that. Hey, Dan, I feel like we are way, it's almost 2 hours of this. It's been so fun. And I feel like we need to end this with, a great, action here. So I feel regret this. I know that you can draw, right? You told me you can draw. Is that true?
I've told a lot of lies to a lot of people.
So I wanna end this, live. And this is going to be available, unfortunately, on YouTube. So I want to end this with a challenge. Like, I'm going to draw you, and you're going to draw me. I drew a little bit of drawing myself. I'm not great, but I'm not Drake Rumberg. I'm not Drake Rumberg, but I can do some, stuff. So
That's-
I wanna,
that's like
you're
when
gonna draw me, and I draw you. Are you ready?
Yeah, all right. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You're saying that. You're
Hey,
saying that like when you.
you cannot use the same of yesterday. You
Oh, all
cannot
right,
use the
okay.
same. I will
Okay.
know.
Well,
I will
you
know.
got headphones on now, right?
Oh, I'm gonna have to start over.
No cheating.
I underestimate your head.
I'm glad you got headphones on. It's making my job a lot easier. You're saying this. Oh, it's like someone it's like when Rob Burgundy comes on stage and goes, "Oh, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared," and pulls the flute out of his sleeve.
That's what I'm doing. Okay, let's see what's gonna be. I have a feeling that you're gonna do a worse than yesterday.
I think it's already gone. I can't do noses.
I think I'm gonna show my yesterday one. It's way better than this one.
Oh, you can't go back on it now, mate. I've got into a groove now. I've got into a bit of a groove.
Oh man. Let's see here.
What's funny is when you put me on the spot about the Brazilian teams, all I can think about now, as soon as you finished, I've got like 15 Brazilian teams right in my head now.
I should know how to draw the Brazilian crust better. Let me see.
Yeah, you get your passport taken away if you do a bad job of that, mate. So.
I feel like I know to do Santos better than the Brazilian one. Oh my god. Well, it's gonna be like it's gonna be close enough.
I need more hair. You got more hair than I've given you. Not fair. Not fair. I robbed you of some hairline.
This is so good. This is so good.
I look like Johnny Bravo. He's been on the heroin.
This is so good, Dan. Dan, man, it was a pleasure talking to you. If you guys are still watching this, thanks so much for watching this live. If you are watching the recording, we love to have you here. Hope you guys enjoy, this, and check the links below. Educate yourself about Pelé, especially if you are a football influencer. Do your homework. Dan, nice to have you here, brother.
Mate,
Mr. Jersey out.
Thank you, Senor Jersey. Thank you.
Don't forget to do the hat trick, guys. Subscribe, hit the like button, smash everything there. Mr. Jersey out.